TBS Sports presents Atlanta Braves Baseball.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Joe Simpson, Skip Carey, welcoming you to another night of Atlanta Braves baseball from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Another capacity crowd is gathering as the Braves and Reds meet for the second time in as many nights. A battle of left-handers tonight. John Smiley against Tom Glavine. Last night, Bobby Cox won his 1,000th game, and boy, I'll say this, Joe, it was a thriller.
And he does it in unconventional fashion, you know, Skip. It just when you seem like you've got Bobby figured out a little bit, he really pulls some tricks on you, like last night when he got the home run from Jeff Blauser, when we all thought, or at least I thought, he was going to have Jeff bunting. In fact, Jeff said today that he expected to bunt when he walked up there. But when you look at Bobby Cox's record, not only here in Atlanta, but also with the Toronto Blue Jays, you see that he's racked up wins in both places, and certainly with the success the Braves have had the last 3 years have helped push him to that 1,000 mark in rather rapid fashion. But like I said, Jeff Blauser goes up there. He's looking down at Jimmy Williams. He said, only thing I was telling myself was don't leave too early. Make sure you get the bunt down before you leave. And he said, lo and behold, I never got the bunt sign. I talked to Bobby before the game. He said, hey, I didn't want to tie it. I wanted to win it.
And that's the way it worked out. Both teams have changed their lineups quite a bit as left-handers on the hill tonight. We'll be back to give you those lineups, then the play-by-play story right after this.
Threatening skies overhead here in Atlanta as we get set for game 2 of this 3-game series with the Cincinnati Reds. A forecast of some rain in the area, but hopefully the rain will stay away and we can get this game in. The Formula 2001 starting lineup tonight for the Cincinnati Reds, as Skip said, some changes. Deion Sanders, Jerome Walton, and then Barry Larkin. Kevin Mitchell, Reggie Sanders, and Tony Fernandez the next 3. Brett Boone, Brian Dorsett the catcher, and John Smiley the bottom 3rd. For the Braves defensively, an all right-handed hitting outfield tonight. Dave Gallagher, Roberto Kelly, and Jarvis Brown from left to right. Bill Pacoda at third base. We expect to see Terry Pendleton back in the lineup tomorrow against Jose Rijo. Then it's Blauser, Lemke, and McGriff on around to first base. Javi Lopez behind the plate, and Tom Glavine on the mound to make his 15th start. He has one complete game. He beat the Cincinnati Reds back on May 18th, 3-1. Pitched one of his better games of the year at Riverfront Stadium. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs. He walked 2 and struck out 3. And lifetime against the Reds, he's been phenomenal. 15-4 against Cincinnati, and an incredible 11-0 at Riverfront. So he'll try to pick up where he left off against the Reds here against this ball club at home tonight. Umpires for tonight's ball game, the crew chief Charlie Relaford will be behind the plate. Rich Riker at first base. Randy Marsh, veteran umpire, will be at second. Wally Bell moves down to third. Deion set to lead it off. Here's Skip.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much. Deion 2 out of 5 last night. He's hitting .291. He leads the league with 28 stolen bases. We always talk about all the Braves fans when we hit the road. A lot of Reds fans. There are a lot of Reds fans up in the Nashville area, and they often journey down here to root for their team. And we're glad to have them. Glavine to Sanders, and the game is underway, and he throws a strike for 0-1. 82 degrees is the temperature at game time, but it's very muggy. Curve sweeps outside and evens the count at a ball and a strike. High pop left side. Pacoda gives chase, and he runs out of room. It lands just behind the Reds dugout. Nice catch by a fan down there. And I think he's going to do a good thing. What a guy. He gave it to a youngster. By that man, the libation of his choice. The 1-2 pitch. Downstairs with a fastball, evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Cubs lead the Giants 6-4 as the Giants bat in the bottom of the 9th. In the American League, the Yankees beat Milwaukee today 4-2. Cleveland over Boston 8-2. The other action just getting underway. Boston may never win again.
Cleveland may never lose again.
The 2-2. Got him.
Got him with a breaking ball, it looked like. Slider down and away. Dion tried to pull it. He had raised his average to 232 against left-handers. But remember, when he was with the Braves, he was trying to inside out everything against lefties, trying to hit the ball to the opposite field. He certainly wasn't trying to hit to left field on that swing.
Jerome Walton is the batter, hitting at 286. Walton normally an outfielder. Look at that wide open stance. It's 1 ball, no strikes. This guy had a 30-game hitting streak a few years ago when he was with the Cubs. Look how he spreads out in this batter's box.
Tom Glavine tells me that's the best hitting streak this century for the Chicago Cubs.
A little looper, but he got enough of it to drop it into short right center. And Kelly comes up with it. A runner is at first with 1 out for Barry Larkin.
One thing that White stance will do for a right-handed batter against Tom Glavine, it'll help him stay back. He won't commit too soon on any change-ups. Looked like he was able to keep his hands back there on that off-speed pitch.
Larkin at 253 had a couple of hits last night, and for a few brief moments was the hero of the game for the Reds. He drove in the 2 that gave them the lead in the top of the 9th before Blauser became the hero in the bottom half. A little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. They're still filing in here. Glavine chases the runner back out in deep left field. Looks like a bus broke down on its way to the ballpark. There's a whole section that's empty. Or just about empty. One ball, no strikes. Tried to steer it to right, instead fouled it back. 1-1 the count.
Barry Larkin's numbers have certainly gotten better since the beginning of the season. Had a rough month of April. Davey Johnson inserted him into the leadoff spot when the Braves were in Cincinnati in mid-May, and he really responded. Started swinging the bat a lot better, and now has dropped to the 2 spot with the addition of Sanders. Dion, that is.
Almost hit him inside. Larkin against Glavine, 14 out of 51 with 2 home runs. Career-wise.
He doesn't hit third very often, as he's doing tonight, but Hal Morris out of the lineup against the left-hander, and that's why he's in the 3 hole.
One of the Cincinnati Raiders told me there was an article in the paper in Cincinnati right after the trade was made that said now the Reds have Reggie Sanders in right, Deion Sanders in center, and Colonel Sanders in left. That's Kevin Mitchell. It's a 2-1 pitch. Runner goes outside. The throw. Blauser couldn't come up. It was a bad throw into the dirt. They would have had him. It's Walton's first stolen base of the year in 3 attempts. If the throw gets there, they've got him.
Didn't have a very big lead. And Javi Lopez, you're right, Skip. If he gets it there on the fly, they've got him dead. A tailing throw to second base. Didn't have a whole lot on that one. Tried to use just a quick release and didn't have much on it.
3-1 is the count. You know Glavine's predilection for first inning problems. Full count now, 3-2.
We showed you his numbers improving each month, but Larkin with men in scoring position certainly has done the job.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Line in the left field. It's 1-0 Reds. That'll take off and roll to the wall. Larkin has good speed. Gallagher needs to play it well. He does. And here we go again. 1-0 Reds. Larkin drives in his 3rd run of the series and his 29th of the year.
3-2 breaking ball also. He stayed with it. Went right down on top of it and laced it into the corner. Double his last time up last night and double his first time up tonight.
And he has a 12-game hitting streak, and Mitchell, the batter, he's had pretty good fortune against Tom Glavine. 12 out of 37, 3 of those hits home runs. This guy can flat out hit. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
15th start of the year, the 9th first inning run Tom has allowed. Now, when you look at Mitchell now, you wouldn't guess that he came up as a 3rd baseman, would you?
No. He wasn't that bad over there, is he?
Well, remember when we were in Cincinnati, he played a game at first base and did very well over there.
He did. And you wonder what would happen to this ball club. They keep talking about signing Ron Gant. Where's he going to play?
Right. Mitchell, when he first came up, first went to the Mets, played as many as 7 different positions in 1 year.
There's a strike right in there. 2 balls and a strike. Reggie Sanders waits on deck. Count evens up 2-2.
Last night we talked about how he likes the ball middle of the plate in, but that he can pull anything. Watch how he tries to go out and get this pitch up and away and turn on it. He had flipped the head of the bat out there to try to yank it back to the left side of the diamond. Couldn't do it, but anything he can reach, he's trying to pull.
So final now, the Cubs did beat the Giants 6-4. Out of Candlestick this afternoon. That game just completed. Started to go, held up, full count, 3-2. Glavine rode a fastball up and in on him, but kind of too far inside.
Larkin hit a full count breaking ball. Let's see what he uses on Mitchell here with first base open.
On the 3rd base line, but foul. Looked like a fastball.
May have taken a little bit off of it. Not a straight change, but I don't think he had it. That was not his best fastball.
Well, he's got another 3-2 pitch to offer up. The Mets have scored 2 in the first at Florida, and they're still batting. Payoff pitch. Here it is. That time it looked like he took a shot at right field. Didn't try to pull the outside pitch. And we'll have another 3-2 offering.
I think that was right where Tommy wanted it. And I think he's probably as surprised as anybody else that Mitchell didn't swing through that pitch. He did try to protect the plate a little bit. Picked him off last night. They were going to try it again.
And Larkin down there probably saying, not today. So the problems continue. First and second, one out, one in. And Reggie Sanders, the batter, this guy's got great speed. A tough man to double. Sanders 2 out of 4 last night with a run scored. He's hitting .269. He has 11 homers and 39 runs driven in.
Tommy lost the first game of this homestand, the only game the Braves have lost since returning home from Houston. Lost to the Rockies 7-2. 7 innings, 7 hits, 4 walks, 4 runs. They were all earned.
Time is called as Glavine starts his move to the plate. The umpires are wrong to grant that timeout in that spot, but they continue to do it.
Was it Sanders last night that did that to Maddox?
I don't think it was. I'm not sure who it was. I'm not certain it was Sanders, but it was somebody. Nowhere near. 1 ball, no strikes. And an uneasy murmur courses through the crowd. Deep short. Blauser up. Can he get him? Yes. Big play. Good play. First and third, 2 out.
Well, you don't get the double play, but it sure saved a base hit and an RBI and set Tom Glavine up where he can get 1 more out and get out of the inning with only 1 run being scored. Good glove work by Jeff, and not an easy throw to make. Knowing that Lemke's not going to have a chance to turn the double play, he just wanted to make it an accurate throw, and it was right on the money.
Tony Fernandez, the batter, is hitting .288. He's a better hitter right-handed. He's hitting .311 from the right side. Fernandez 0 for 4 last night, robbed of a hit on a good play by Gallagher in a key spot late in the game.
Sorry, Skip. I was just going to say he might spread out also like Walton. He spreads out wide left-handed. Normally even wider than that.
This guy's a 3-time All-Star. Came up with Toronto, his first major league manager, Bobby Cox.
He displaced Alfredo Griffin, and at the time no one could understand why in the world would Toronto make a change the way Griffin had been playing. But when he first arrived at the big league level, everybody raved about his defensive ability and could put the ball in play a little more often than Alfredo.
Rider to go. He held up. Rich Ranker made the call. I thought he made the right one. 2-0 the count.
I agree with you. And Rich.
That's what makes you one of the great analysts in the history of baseball.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Agreeing with me, isn't that a good way to ensure job security? The 2-0 pitch. Outside. It's 3-0. Brett Boone would be next. Bob Boone coaching at third, and Fernandez takes a look at him, hopeful that he'll be turned loose here.
Joel Youngblood, coaching at first base, also wanted to send birthday greetings to his daughter Brittany. Said it seems like I'm always away on her birthday, and wanted to be sure and send her a happy birthday greeting tonight.
And we join him in that. The bases are loaded. That was a pretty good pitch, I thought. So Glavine has walked 2 more here. That gives him 49 walks in 91 innings, and Leo Mazzoni is on his way to the mound.
You know, when you're a guy that relies on hitting some corners and relying on that changeup as much as Tom does, you're going to miss the plate some nights. You're going to miss the plate on occasion on certain batters. But I think Tom may be frustrated more right now than any other time in his career because of his past success the last 3 years over the fact that he cannot get a good release point on that off-speed pitch, especially on the outside corner, which is his bread and butter to the right-handed hitters. When he misses, that's generally where it is. It's down and away or up and away to the right-handers.
Well, he can get out of all this mess if he can get Boone. And if he walks out of this down just 1-0, consider him fortunate.
Yeah, and you've got a young, aggressive hitter up there, too, who has not seen Tom that much. He's 0 for 3 lifetime. Maybe he can get ahead of him in the count and get him to chase something off speed.
Missed with 5 in a row. Frustrating for a manager. All you can do is sit and worry. There's the strike. It's 1-1. A somewhat derisive cheer from the crowd. A runner at every base, 2 out, 1 in. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Blauser dives, makes the play. 2 runs are going to score, and now they've got the runner hung up, and a rundown will ensue, and the tag is made by Pacoda. But 3 runs score in the inning. It'll be a hit for Boone, and I assume they'll give him the 2 RBI. Larkin scored, and so did Reggie Sanders, who never hesitated. 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the first.
Well, the Braves are going to have to dig out of an early hole as they trail by 3 going to the first. Here's the Braves starting lineup. Jarvis Brown, Jeff Blauser, and Roberto Kelly. Fred McGriff will hit cleanup. Then Lopez batting 5th tonight. Pacoda moves up to 6th. Then it's Gallagher, Lemke, and Glavine, bottom third of the order. For the Reds tonight, some changes. Mitchell, Dion, and Reggie in the outfield. Fernandez, Larkin, Boone, and Jerome Walton at first base. Brian Dorsett will be behind the plate. And on the mound, left-hander John Smiley, who enters play with a 4-8 record, a 3.7 ERA. And he has lost 6 in a row. He started off the season 4-2, but his ERA over 5 during the 6-game losing streak, and 6.5 in the month of June.
Jarvis Brown leads it off and takes the strike, and the bottom of the first is underway. Brown has batted just 10 times this year. He has 1 hit, and that was a homer that won a game in San Francisco. He hit .291 at Richmond before being recalled into the dirt all the way to the screen. A ball and a strike.
Sinking fastball from Smiley, a curve, slider, and changeup.
Little chop toward third. Fernandez gloves it. 1 away. Brown is retired. Jeff Blauser, the batter. He was last night's hero. 4 straight hits, including a 2-run homer to win it. In World Cup soccer, the U.S. tied Switzerland 1-1, I believe. Some things never change. On the telecast, they almost missed a goal showing a replay. Seen that before. The 0-1 pitch. It's low, and it's 1-1. Blauser at .257, 2 homers, 26 runs driven in. Down and in, 2-1.
Smiley's allowed 10 home runs in his 13 starts. His last outing, only 5 1/3 innings, allowed 10 hits.
Into the dirt, and it's 3-1.
And he lost that one to the Cardinals 8-2. He doesn't walk many guys. He's only averaging just under 2 walks per 9 innings. But he's having trouble getting the ball by people. 99 hits in 87 innings.
That's right in there, and full count as a result. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Indians have won 8 in a row. The Red Sox have lost 10 in a row. Sanders coming on, 2 down. And Roberto Kelly is the batter. He was 3 for 5 last night and scored 3 runs. Kelly has hit in 14 of the 17 games in which he has appeared in an Atlanta uniform. John Smiley 0-1 this year and 4-6 lifetime against Atlanta. Strike. Braves have changed their pitching plans for tomorrow. It will be John Smoltz against Jose Rijo. John's hearing, I think, is Tuesday about his...
It's next week, I know that.
Upcoming suspension.
Might have something to do, too, with all the right-handed batters for the Reds, moving him up a day.
Kelly with another solid shot. He's aboard with 2 out. Fred McGriff is the batter, and he is 6 out of 13 against Smiley. 2 of those hits home runs. Kelly now has hit in 15 of 18 games as a Brave.
And in those 18 games, 25 hits.
Low and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
John Smiley was a 20-game winner for the Pirates back in 1991. Had an ERA of 3.08.
He's got a good move to first.
He missed the second half of last season with a bone spur in his left elbow.
He had. He got a high fastball, but could do nothing with it. It evens the count at a ball and a strike. Not many banners at the ballpark tonight. Line drive. Look where Boone was playing in short right field. He made the catch. And the inning is over. 1 hit, no runs. No errors, 1 left. We've played an inning, and the Reds enjoy a 3-0 lead. We go to the second inning here. It's 3-0 Cincinnati. We understand some fans have called the switchboard complaining about a Saturday night buzz. I didn't know that was our problem, but we are told that what the buzz is that you're hearing is the little airplanes that fly over pulling banners, and there's nothing we can do about it. Brian Dorsett takes a strike to lead off the second inning. Here comes one now. Listen.
Wasn't the roar of the crowd, huh?
No. There's the little buzzer now. The pitch. Line right at Humphrey. Didn't hit it that hard. 1 away. Dorsett is retired. John Smiley, the batter, and be careful with him. He's a good hitter, hitting .269 for the year.
He's got 7 hits, and 3 of them are doubles. Looks like Tommy's going to be a little more aggressive this inning, though, even though this is the pitcher. I'm sure he'll go right after John Smiley, but trying to get that first pitch strike in there.
Like that. 0-1. Also, by the way, starting, I think it's Tuesday night, Braves games will be closed captioned for the hearing impaired. I don't know exactly how that works, but it's really neat the way they can do it. Smiley did not spend a whole lot of time up there at the dish. 2 down.
And I applaud anyone who can actually put into words things you're saying. It'd be incredible.
That's what Don McGuire said. He said, finally they figured out a way to edit me. Here's Deion. He struck out his first time. He gets a mixed reception.
But the only quote I read in the post-game comments last night was that Deion said the kids were cheering me, the adults were booing me.
Well hit to center field. Kelly on the run, turned the wrong way, still made the catch. Great play. He took a triple away from Deion Sanders. He turned the wrong way, but got it turned around in time to make a super play.
And made it look easy. Made a great adjustment here on a ball that started slicing away from him and stayed with it.
Bottom of the second, 3-0 Reds. Lopez leads off the second inning.
That's the sound your little rubber ducky makes too in the tub, isn't it?
Yeah. They're right though, it is intrusive. So what you should do if it bothers you, next time you're at the ballpark, look, see who advertises on those things and go somewhere else. Pitch to Lopez. Swung and missed. It's 0-1. Tommy is struggling a little bit. He's down to 257. A little bit inside, a ball on the strike.
Talked to him before the game briefly. I asked him if he's doing okay. He says, yeah, I'm doing better. I feel better in batting practice, and I think I'm on the rebound.
He's got to offer at 1, and he's in the hole 1 and 2. High. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, there's a possibility that with his inexperience at the big league level, after launching some long home runs, maybe Javi started trying to hit a few too many. Got to hit each one farther than the next.
He just did stay alive there. He sees a steady diet of off-speed pitches now. Boy, this plane, this is the one that really buzzes. Glenn, can we go back to doing the game now, you think? Would that be all right? Thanks. Okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Up and in, almost hit him. Full count now, 3-2.
When I saw Terry Pendleton before the game, I asked him when he might be back in there, and he said tomorrow against Jose Rijo. He said, in fact, Bill Pecota told me I'm back in there tomorrow against Rijo.
He chased a terrible pitch. He has lost track of what the strike zone is. 1 out. And speaking of Bill Pecota, he advances plateward. Pecota hitting .265, a homer, 8 RBIs, 0 for 3 last night. And a home run cut, but he fouled it back. 3-0 Reds, our score.
Good story in the paper today about Bobby Cox having guys like Pecota to call on when he needs them to fill in for people. Not just Bill, but Dave Gallagher, too. These guys know the role, know how to come in and play for a few days and help the team win.
A ball and a strike.
Bill was talking in the dugout before the game about how it's one thing to contribute, but when the team keeps winning, it makes you feel good that you're still helping to keep the team rolling.
Montreal blew a game last night. Both Wetland and Rojas got roughed up. The Phillies came from 6 down to win, and Philadelphia has scored a run in the first tonight, and they're still batting. There's another role player, Rafael Belliard.
He played great when Blauser was out.
That ball was well stroked, but foul. When a pitcher is scuffling, as Smiley has been, boy, those 3 runs in the first inning really help.
Helps you realize you can make a few mistakes. Here's Tony Tarasco again with a different weather report than everybody else.
He does that all the time, doesn't he? Didn't mean to. Check swing foul.
These guys have all filled the bill. 7-1 since Pendleton had to take a seat. Justice has missed the last game plus.
Dakota with a big swing fouled it back.
David said he was available for pinch hitting duty tonight. Might still miss tomorrow and be ready to go against the Mets when they come to town.
Fly ball center. That's easy for Deion Sanders. 2 down.
Fans, this telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited. And at the conclusion of our game, the Armor All Protectant player of the game will be selected.
Okay, Joe, and Dave Gallagher is the batter. Short to bunt, took it low. 1 ball, no strikes. Bounced up and got him in the shoulder, but in the batter's box. A ball and a strike. If I had some advice to Deion Sanders, it would be just talk less to the press. Let your great talent speak for itself, because it really is a marvelous athlete.
The press wants to talk to him, though. Everybody wants to be right at his doorstep waiting for him to say something else.
Well, it's a shame, because I think he hurts himself sometimes without really meaning to. Nothing doing in the second. No hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 2 innings, it's 3-0 Cincinnati. We go to the 3rd inning. Another happy couple has gotten engaged here at the ballpark. And that means all the divorce lawyers in town are smiling, because they know averages are about 50-50. Here's the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Jerome Walton, the batter, he singled to start the 3-run uprising in the first.
Did you propose to Paula over the air?
No. No, I didn't. Pop foul back and out of play.
Something tells me you weren't at the ballpark either.
No, we were not. There was a time, however, early on in Ted Turner's ownership of the Braves, where we had about 20 weddings at the ballpark at once. The players all held their bats in the air, and
like an archway?
Yeah, and the couples marched through and then got hitched at home plate.
Is that before or after the ostrich races?
Right about the same time as the ostrich races and the wet t-shirt contest. I won the ostrich race, by the way.
Pete's never forgiven you either.
High pop on the infield. Lemke goes out and calls for it. 1 down. No, Turner's always taking credit for that, but I beat him fair and square.
Must have been a big ostrich.
Oh, my ostrich was... He was a stud, boy. He was... Barry Larkin is the batter.
The Secretariat of Ostriches.
That's it. Well, you talk about a dumb animal or a bird or whatever it is, those things. Line foul. He didn't miss a double by much. What you do is you sit in that little chariot and you've got a broom, and if you want the thing to turn left, you slap the broom down over by its right eye, and it scares it, and it veers off to the left. So I figured out we're supposed to go all the way around the outfield. I got to first base, just cut across to third, came back in, went easy. Sort of the Rosie Ruiz of ostrich racers.
Ah.
Up they're back. Here come the buzzes again. And the 1-1 pitch. Lauser to his left. Good play. Got him. 2 down. And here's the big fella, Kevin Mitchell.
He's among the league leaders in several different categories, but one of them, the Micaton National League slugging percentage category. Second in the league behind Jeff Bagwell. Well, tied with Jeff. First place in that category. Andres Galarraga and Fred McGriff close behind.
With one hand, he hit that ball right at Gallagher, and the inning is quickly over. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Time to go to work. The Reds lead it 3-0.
An update on scores for you in the National League. Chicago got 2 runs in the ninth to make a winner of Dan Plesac in relief. New York and Florida in a rain delay. Mets have 2 runs in the top of the first, still batting. Philadelphia has a run in the top of the first off of Gabe White. Everything else in the National League will get underway later, and we'll give you the American League scores after an out.
Which we hope will not come from Mark Lemke, who's had too many of them lately. He's 3 of his last 28.
Yeah, let's hope it's like 30 or 40 minutes from now.
The wind and the pitch. Curveball. Sails inside. 1 ball, no strikes. We used to have all sorts of things. They had Sunday afternoons, I forget what they call them, but after the game they'd have wrestling down by where the Braves bullpen is now, and that what used to be the picnic area. Hot shot, but right at Boone. Had him played perfectly, throws him out, 1 away.
Here are your American League scores. Cleveland a winner again over Boston. Indians have now won 16 straight at home, 17 today. Bell and Baerga homered for the Indians. New York beat Milwaukee 4-2. Danny Tartabull homered there. Chris Hoyles has homered for Baltimore. Chuck Knobloch for Minnesota in that ball game. Toronto 2 in the first inning at Detroit. California still batting against Chicago has tied that up. 2 other games later on.
Tom Glavine chops one up the middle and sneaks it through there. So Tommy is aboard with 1 out, and Jarvis Brown the batter. Then there was the night we had blind date night. Did I ever tell you about that one?
Blind date night.
Blind date night, yeah. We took a section of seats and sold, I don't know how it worked, but like the even-numbered tickets to guys and the odd-numbered tickets to girls. Oh, and 1 count. Best I can recall. About 3 girls and 27 guys, and they all had slide rules, you know, those kind of guys.
And target protectors.
Yeah. A ball and a strike to count. It was not an overwhelming success. But I still think that would work if you did it in conjunction with a big nightclub where all the young kids hang out. I don't even know where those places are anymore.
May not know where the young people are anymore.
A ball and 2 strikes. It's 3-0 Reds. Pop foul. That will reach the seats.
John Smiley 4-6 lifetime against the Braves, including that loss to Atlanta in Cincinnati on May 18th. Worked 8 innings that day, though. Didn't pitch that poorly. Gave up 7 hits and 2 runs. Did not walk anyone. Struck out 2, but still lost 3-1.
Squibbed off the end of the bat. Glavine got caught, headed in the wrong direction, and the inning is over. 3 unassisted, 3 unassisted with a double play. And that takes care of the 3rd. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. 3 innings have been completed, and it is 3-0 Reds. We go to the 4th inning here. Reggie Sanders will lead it off for the Reds. Sanders scored all the way from second base on an infield hit his first time. If you joined us late, after 1 was out in the first, Jerome Walton looped a single to right. Walton stole second. Larkin doubled him home. Mitchell walked. Sanders hit into a force play. Fernandez walked, and Boone got an infield hit to shortstop with 2 runs scoring. Fernandez was caught in a rundown to end the inning. And that's where we stand as we go to the 4th, and Tom Glavine is ready to go to work. Strike on the corner. It's 0-1. Nobody on, nobody out. 4th inning. And they go to the 2nd in Montreal. The Phil's on top, 1-0. On the corner, 0-2.
Tommy's gotten a whole lot more aggressive since the 1st inning. 6 in a row set down. Doing a much better job, too, of getting ahead in the count.
Upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes.
That's an interesting note.
The pitch. Got him looking, 1 away. Sanders called out on strikes. That is the 3rd for Glavine in the game. And here's Fernandez, who drew a pass his first time.
Interesting to me that he has not won when giving up a 1st inning run, perhaps because it puts the offense in a hole. Trying to maybe do some things, sitting back waiting for long balls instead of being able to manufacture some runs and get ahead early.
One ball, no strikes. Fernandez 8 RBIs in his last 10 games. He's been a hot hitter. Last 72 at bats, he's hitting .361. There's the change of pace. 2-1.
Tommy's 7-6. Last year he was 22-6. So he's already lost as many games as all last season.
And he's trailing here tonight, 3-0. But a long way to go on a hot night. High drive, left center field. I don't know if Kelly's going to catch up to this. That ball is up against the wall. And Fernandez cruises into second now. He's going to try for 3rd. The relay and the throw is high, and fortunately Glavine did his job, or another run would have scored. Fernandez should, quite honestly, have been in there easily, but he trotted till he got to second base and then turned up the Jets.
Yeah, he thought with Roberto Kelly out there, the best he could get or hope for out of this was a double. He hit it well, and Roberto's ready to play it off the wall, but it gets hung up under the pad and just bites right up against the wall. Then Tony turns it up a notch, and a good throw might have had him.
And you see Glavine backing up the play, and he was able to come up with the throw. Well, here's Brett Boone, infield in for Atlanta. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Don't want to give him any more here. It's already 3-0.
For Fernandez, his 3rd triple of the season.
Boone got that infield hit his first time. He now has 37 RBIs, and he's got a chance to get another one here. A ball and a strike. He takes a look at his dad and third base coach. Outside. His younger brother, who was the Reds' #1 draft choice, broke in with a grand slam home run last night.
No kidding.
Two balls and a strike. Started to go and did. The change of pace victimized him. It's 2-2.
One of the things when you watch Brett Boone hit is that he has a lot of movement in his hands. His hands are held high, then he drops them down and tries to come back up. And in order to get the bat in the right hitting position, he's got to start early, which helps on Tom's changeup. Makes him commit early.
High pop foul out of play. Is Seattle so good they can give up something like this?
Well, I don't know. He's a talented player. The Mariners right now are playing with Rich Amaral at second base. And he's a good offensive player. I'm not sure about his defense. But what I've seen of Boone, he's been very impressive defensively and offensively.
Got him over the inside corner. Fastball. Boone is called out. A big strikeout for Glavine. Now he's got Dorsett and then the pitcher. Let's see how they choose to play it.
He really jumped back out of the way of this pitch, but remember last night he was right on the plate when Maddox hit him with a pitch trying to move him back a little bit. And when you're that close to the plate, anything inside is going to look like it's coming in on you. Good pitch by Tom.
I think they're going to walk Dorsett. And pitch to Smiley, a good hitting pitcher. But a strikeout victim his first time. Here comes ball 3. We had one night here, you got me thinking about the old days. We had one night about 2,400 people here, and we blew a big lead and lost to San Diego, and Ted was here, and in the 9th inning he came up, grabbed the public address microphone and said, "This is awful, come back tomorrow on me." About
No
1,500 of them did. We probably lost again, I don't remember. Don't want to walk this guy. 1 ball, no strikes. Dion is on deck. He was robbed of a hit his last time on a brilliant play by Kelly. The Braves outfield is extremely shallow and around toward left. There's a strike. Right on the corner. It's 1-1.
You can see all the infielders playing back too, right on the cut of the grass to make sure they cut down anything hit on the ground by Smiley. They know they've got a chance to throw him out if they glove it.
Swung a little late at that one. A ball and 2 strikes.
Ooh, but he had a rip at it, didn't he?
He swung hard.
Yeah. kind of like Greg Maddux. I was telling him in the dugout today, I said, boy, you were running hard. Not necessarily fast. You were just running extremely hard.
Had he had it last night when Bobby came and got him?
Didn't ask him that. We were talking base running, and he was espousing on that.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Out of the inning. He strikes out the side. 5 Ks in the game. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning now. It's still a 3-0 Red Leg lead.
We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. 3-0 Reds our score. It's time now for the Advance Auto Parts home run of the week. This week we salute Jeff Blauser for last night's bottom of the 9th home run, a 2-run shot that gave the Braves a 6-5 win over the Reds. Advance Auto Parts will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America to help ensure that wishes are granted to children with terminal illnesses, and that's a great program.
And Jeff Blauser will lead off the bottom half of the 4th inning. Blauser flied to right his first time. Blauser, Kelly, and McGriff, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters up there for Atlanta in the 4th. Smoltz and Rijo tomorrow in the final game of the series. Then the Mets come to call for 3. And then away we go to Philadelphia, Montreal, and Florida. Smiley ready to go to work.
Second time through the order. Let's see if the Braves can do something with John Smiley. Only 2 hits.
The big left-hander into the wind on the pitch. A little bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes. They play him just about straight away.
Don Baylor was quoted the other day as saying, you know, when you play the Braves and they don't have Pendleton and Justice in there, you think that you like your chances. Then all of a sudden O'Brien and Pacoda beat you.
Line to the center field. Sanders coming on, dives and makes a great catch. Good play by Sanders. 1 down.
Dion had to get a good jump on this ball because Jeff hit it hard. And notice how he used 2 hands there, too, to make sure that he didn't squeeze it out of his glove. Nice play.
Roberto Kelly is the batter.
But to continue my thought there, John Smiley had to think, too, that maybe he caught a break today, too. With the way these reserves have been playing for Atlanta, no easy day at the ballpark.
Low and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Fred McGriff on deck. Well hit to left field. Mitchell drifting back, though, shy of the track, 2 out. A couple of well hit balls here, but nothing to show for it, and McGriff the batter. Pete and Don will join you after 4.5 here. I still say we have to come up with a better nickname for this guy than Crime Dog. Well, I haven't been able to think of one. A good pitch, 1-1.
Whatever you call him, I know he's wearing out left-handed pitchers. Came in hitting .354 against them. 6 of his homers off of lefties.
High pop down the left side. Everybody chasing it, sort of It's going to drop in the second row. Tony Fernandez said, "I'll see you later." Turned around and said, "Go get him, Kevin."
Kevin had that similar feeling playing Fred to pull, and that was too far to go.
Now two of these little airplanes appear to be having a dogfight over there. Should get excited. Two balls, two strikes. Two out, nobody aboard. Popped that one up into short left field. Larkin going out, calling for it. Now Mitchell calls him off, makes the catch. And when Mitchell calls you off, you're likely to get out of the way. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 4, it stays 3-0 Reds. Go to the 5th inning. Deion Sanders leads it off.
That's Braves' #1 pick from the recent draft, Jacob Shumate, who was in town to throw on the side a little bit for Bobby Cox and Leo Mazzoni. Up very sharp down in the bullpen. And now to South Carolina, I believe.
Deion leads off the 5th. He's 0 for 2, but he hit the ball hard his last time. 0-1 the count. He is struck out and lined up. Sanders, Walton, Larkin, the first 3. Had a funny swing at that, 0-2.
He certainly changed his style as far as the lefties are concerned. No more inside-out swing for him. He's just trying to pull it. Still has the open stance.
That's outside at 1-2.
That should be the only fastball he sees is one that's about a foot outside. Everything else will probably have a bend on it.
Two and 2. Wally Bell made the call from third. He didn't swing at that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just missed. 3-2.
What was that pitch? Glavine wants to know too. Good breaking ball. Lopez's target. That hurt him when he turned the glove over. If he catch that perhaps with the fingers up, he might have gotten a call.
3-2 pitch. Fouled away.
It's weird. It gives you that impression when the catcher turns fingers down to the dirt. It makes the ball look lower than it actually is.
The 3-2 pitch. Line into center again. Kelly is there. 1 up. And Jerome Walton, the batter. Pitching pairings for the New York series. First, we told you Smoltz and Rijo tomorrow in the final of this one. Kent Mercker on Monday against Bobby Jones. Steve Avery Tuesday against Mike Remlinger. And Greg Maddux Wednesday against our old friend Pete Smith. Walton tried to butt his way on and was unsuccessful.
I'm anxious to see that Bobby Jones pitch again for the Mets. We saw him in New York. He didn't have a very good outing, but he will be coming off a great start his last outing for the Mets. I believe he threw a shutout.
And he's pitched well against the Braves in the past. Fly ball, foul, right side. Jarvis gives it a look, has no chance. 0-2 is the count.
Talked about Walton's wide stance. Watch how he barely picks his foot up. There's really no stride. He's usually using almost all hands here. Try to keep him getting out on his front foot too quickly against Glavine.
Low and away. 1-2. To the screen. Still 1-2. And the right-hand hitter waits. Up the middle, he hit it hard. Walton has his second hit of the night. He's aboard with 1 out, and Larkin is the batter, 1 for 2. Doubled in a run his first time.
You know, the Braves may have thought the same thing with Hal Morris out of the lineup. Apparently still fighting the flu bug a little bit. Walton comes in, and all he has done is start a rally, steal a base, score a run, and has 2 hits.
Normally, and I was thinking this doing the lineups, I'm glad when they run a lot of right-hand hitters out there against Tommy, because normally he does better against them, but it hasn't proven true tonight. Walton stole his first base of the year earlier. Larkin bunts one foul, 0-1.
That's not a bad play either with Kevin Mitchell on deck.
Phillies now 4-1 over the Expos. Philadelphia batting in the top of the 3rd inning. Pittsburgh and St. Louis scoreless after 1. Still raining in Florida. The Mets have an early 2-0 lead. And the Giants lost to the Cubs today 6-4.
This Reds ball club can beat you in a lot of ways. We told you about their power and how they deliver runs. Tops in the league in runs scored. It's coming into play tonight.
The 0-1 pitch out, tipped it off, snap throw, no chance. Javi gets a little edgy back there, I think, and jumps too early.
Something that he'll learn as he goes along too, not to get in a hurry.
The 1-1. That's hit hard up the middle base hit. Walton around second, but he won't mess with Roberto Kelly's arm. We're in the soup. First and second, 1 out in the 5th, and Kevin Mitchell the batter.
Another changeup, but look at the location. It was up just enough that Larkin could still get the head of the bat on it. It wasn't sinking down and away from him enough for him to hit it off the end of the bat. That pitch so reliant on location, and Tom left that one up.
Kevin Mitchell is the batter. He looks at his third base coach, Bob Boone. First and second, 1 out. A power hitter at the plate. He has walked and flied to left. Whoa. He just knocked all the air out of the ballpark with that swing. 0-1. The runners lead. Walton from second, Larkin from first. That eludes Lopez. The runners move up. See how they scored.
Should be a pass ball. There was a pitch tailing away from Kevin Mitchell, but Javi, I didn't think it got to the dirt, but that was certainly a ball that could have been caught. Javi tried to pancake it. They're going to rule it a wild pitch instead, and I think only because it hit the dirt.
Now let's see what they do. They have first base open, and I don't think they'll mess with Kevin Mitchell. They'll put him on and load the bases for Reggie Sanders. This will be the 4th walk of the night for Tom Glavine, but 2 of them will have been of the intentional variety. 2 balls and a strike. Activity in the Atlanta bullpen. Mark Wohlers up to throw. So Mitchell wanders on down to first. And Reggie Sanders is the batter, and he's in a spot where he can do a considerable amount of damage in this game. It's already 3-0.
That may have been one of those times during the wild pitch where Kevin Mitchell wished Barry Larkin had just stayed at first, give him a chance to swing the bat. It didn't work out that way. But still, Glavine's got a tough guy to retire, a guy in Reggie Sanders, who's driven in a lot of runs against left-handed pitching this year.
He has 11 homers and 39 runs driven in. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. A tough man to double. He's a right-hand hitter, but he can fly. And that's what Joe was talking about.
Terrific production in 51 at-bats.
Let up, popped up. Boy, there's a big pitch by Glavine. McGriff in foul territory has it. 2 down. He's not out of the woods yet, but that's a big out.
Something worth pointing out there too, even on what appeared to be an innocent pop-up. But if it's not a fair ball, the infield fly rule is not in effect. So if Fred somehow lets that ball drop or doesn't catch it, Reggie Sanders is still at the plate. It's got to be a fair ball.
Yeah, they signaled infield fly rule, but that means if it's in fair territory. And it wasn't. Here's Fernandez. High and away. 1 ball, no strikes. He has walked and he has tripled. He's been a red-hot hitter. Last 73 at-bats, he's hitting about 385. Two and 0, no place to put him. Fouled it back. 2-1.
Tommy went right after him, though. He's got to rely on his defense here. Strikeout would be terrific, but when you get behind in the count, you can't start trying to make perfect pitches on the corners with the risk of walking the batter. Got to let your defense help you.
2 balls and a strike. 2-2. So Glavine has battled back to even the count.
Now he's got one he can play with if he wants to try a change-up or something down and away.
The 2-2. Got it. Fernandez argues about it. He thought it was high, but he's called out on strikes, and Glavine gets out of a major mess as he records his 6th strikeout. 2 hits, no runs, no errors, 3 left after 4.5. 3-0 Cincinnati.
Braves trail at 3-0 as they come to bat bottom of the 5th inning. Pete Van Weer and Don Sutton with you for the rest of this one. And boy, Pete, take away that first inning bugaboo for Tom Glavine. We got ourselves a pitching duel here.
Continues to have that problem. 39 runs allowed all year, 11 of them first inning runs.
Smiley, on the other hand, has allowed only 2 hits to the Braves. He'll face Lopez, Pacoda, and Gallagher here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch swinging, and a foul ball off the bat of Lopez. Lopez struck out swinging to lead off the 2nd inning. The only strikeout of the night for John Smiley. Another foul ball, and it's 0-2. Javi Lopez batting average down into the 250s now. He does have 10 homers and 27 RBIs.
Not seeing many fastballs these days.
Doesn't take that long for word to get around. There is a pitcher's union. Got one there, but not a good one to handle. And it's 0-2. I was surprised to read in today's paper here that Javi was a little disappointed and didn't quite understand Charlie O'Brien getting a little more playing time. Another 0-2 pitch to Javi. Almost hit him. 1-2. But if you followed Bobby Cox's track record, if he has two catchers, as it heats up, he tries to spread it out a little more, give the number one guy a little bit more rest, and Javi Lopez is that. He is the number one catcher here. Pops this one up. Might stay in play for Walton. It does. One gone.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to read that, too. And, you know, one of the things about Bobby Cox and his catchers, especially this year, he likes to get a little offense out of his catchers. And I always remember a comment made by Ted Simmons, who used to catch 160 games a year at times. He said, if I'm catching 160 games a year, don't expect much offensively out of me in August and September, because I'm going to have to concentrate on the catching part of it, and I'm going to be a little worn out, and my hitting is going to suffer. So Bobby wants to keep the offensive abilities of those catchers fresh, and that's why he spreads it out a little more.
And it makes a lot of sense, because either one of these guys are going to do the job for you defensively. Here's Pacoda, takes ball one down low. Pacoda flied to center his first time up. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Terry Pendleton almost ready to go, maybe in there tomorrow. Ditto David Justice. There's a look at Terry.
Notice how he is standing. He's going to be that way most of the time. The back stiffens up when he sits down.
Good thing he doesn't have a desk job. If he climbs up there, he won't be there long. He's antsy anyway. He cannot.
He hates watching baseball. He loves playing it, hates watching it.
I understand that completely. 2 balls and a strike to Pacoda. In the air, back our way. Look out, Pete. 2-2. Big night for Bobby Cox last night. That's pretty impressive, too. This is a ball club you never count out. And if you follow them all year, you know it's true. Good pitch from Smiley. That'll take care of Pacoda. Second strikeout for John Smiley.
Talked with Terry Pendleton about that come-from-behind ability of the Braves, and he said he feels that it's a carryover from the second half of the 1991 season when the Braves won so many games coming from behind. He said if you do that and experience that, and there's still quite a few players from that team that are still here, once you've got that experience, you build confidence in yourselves that you can overcome any lead.
This Gallagher taking strike one. Do you think that there are some players who, when they reach a certain number on the scoreboard by the opposition, maybe don't pack it in, but just think it's impossible?
Depends on the team. You can talk to Charlie O'Brien and Dave Gallagher, who played with the New York Mets last year, and they said if they got down by 3 runs, that game was over.
It was over.
They had no ability at all to come back in games like that. But not this team, nor the Cincinnati Reds either. They're a good come-from-behind ball club.
Off the fist and out of play, it's 1-2 to Gallagher. I think the same is true with some pitchers, too. Tom Glavine showing tonight a lot of spunk. Gave up 3 in the first, but didn't cash him in. A lot of pitchers, if you get to him early. You've heard the reputation, get to him early, and he'll spit the bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gallagher.
And then there are other pitchers, just the reverse is true. They tell you just stay close, and they'll find a way to lose.
Right. Right at Larkin. 1-2-3 inning. 7 in a row set down by Smiley. We're going to go to the 6th inning with the...
About to begin. First, let's give you tonight's Aflac trivia question. Who was the last catcher to lead the National League in triples?
And my string is broken. I said Benito Santiago, so if you were thinking that, don't, folks. It is not he. Boone, Dorsett in the pitcher spot, due up here in the top of the 6th inning. The Reds with 3 in the first. That is all the scoring that's taken place tonight. 3-6-0 for the Reds. A strike to Boone. 0-2-0 for the Braves. Chases a bad one, and it's 0-2. Boone, a product of the University of Southern California baseball program, didn't miss a single class in his didn't miss a single game in his college career. He did miss a couple of classes. I know that for a fact. Out of a great baseball family. Inside, it's 1-2. Grandpa Ray played for a number of years and scouted for the Red Sox for about 30 years. We used to run into him all the time. There's Papa Bob Boone. And there's a base hit out of Brett. By the way, I understand the other son playing pro ball had himself a pretty good night last night. Aaron Boone
Made his professional debut with Billings in the Pioneer League. Hit a grand slam home run in his first professional game.
He also in the Reds organization. 7th hit of the night for the Reds. Boone's at first. Brian Dorsett, the hitter. Dorsett and Charlie O'Brien go back a long time together. O'Brien, a pick of the Oakland A's in '82. Dorsett in '83. They shared catching time in '84 and in '85 in the minor leagues. 1 ball, no strike to Dorsett. By the way, Brett Boone's father, Bob, coaching at third, played a very large role in my life and career 6 years ago tonight. Swing and a miss. That might have been foul tipped into the mitt, and it's 1-1.
Was that number 300 6 years ago tonight?
300 6 years ago. He stuck down all the right numbers, and I didn't shake him off a single time. As a matter of fact, the final out, a check swing strike that he held on to it. I think he wanted to take it home with him. If there are managerial changes, anybody gets fired this summer, look for that man right there to get a job somewhere. He is the best manager not managing in baseball right now. 1-2 to Dorsett. One ball, 2 strikes. And Dorsett a candidate for a double play ball. In the air, center field. Kelly's got a bead on it. 1 gone. I want to bring up John Smiley. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Don't let that fool you, though. Smiley is a good hitting pitcher. Pretty good chance right here, though. He'll be asked to bunt. Smiley 7 out of 28 with 1 RBI. He's laid down 4 sacrifice bunts. Jose Rio leads the Reds with 8. That's got to be near the top of the league. He shows bunt. It's down a good one. McGriff 1 play. He'll go to Lemke. Sacrifice works. 2 gone. Another pitcher does lead the league in sacrifices. A pitcher that we will see next week. Ken Hill. Week after next, I guess it is. Top of the order in Deion Sanders. Wearing a collar tonight. He struck out to start the ballgame. He has twice flied to center. One of those flies to center. A spectacular catch by Roberto Kelly.
He has been delivering in this situation for Cincinnati.
Breaking ball, strike, and it's 0-1. I'll say. Is there a name off of that list that surprises you?
Ranson.
All right. Is there
a name off the list?
That's not on it.
That's not on the list. Kevin Mitchell.
Kevin Mitchell. Off the fist and out of play, and Glavine quickly ahead, 0-2. Boone at second. A single and a sacrifice put him there. Breaking ball wide, 1-2. Same spot, same call. 2-2. Three in a row in the same spot, 3 in a row with the same call, and once again he's run the count full to Deion Sanders. Sanders stays alive. It's still 3-2.
Might be Glavine's last inning. He's at 108 pitches for the night.
A lot of pitches for 6-inning work, and about a third of those coming in the first inning. Another payoff pitch to Deion Sanders. On the ground to short. Blauser up in a hurry. That'll do it. So the Reds get the leadoff single and nothing else. No runs a hit, no error, and Boone left standing. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Braves down by 3.
Time for the answer to tonight's Aflac trivia question before we begin the bottom half of the 6th inning. Who's the last catcher to lead the National League in triples? And the answer is Tim McCarver, 13 back in 1966.
Isn't that amazing? You see who was behind him there and who trailed him? Lou Brock.
Tim could run.
There's a close personal friend of Tim McCarver's.
I think they have a watered-down relationship now, though. Braves down by 3. Lemke to lead it off. Glavine is out on deck. Nobody throwing in the bullpen. Comebacker, base hit. Let's see if we have a pinch hitter now. Now Tom Glavine is headed to home plate. Glavine is 1 out of 1 tonight. He does have a base hit.
This was taken during our commercial break. Bobby Cox talking with Tom Glavine, asking him maybe if he could go an inning or two more.
I'll tell you, first the pitch to Glavine. He shows bunt, lays down a good one. Sacrifice works. Lemke's in scoring position. 1-4 on that putout. That conversation we showed there shows, I think, 2 pretty special relationships. One, to be able to play for a manager who comes over and asks you how you feel and asks your opinion and makes a decision based on it is very special. 2, to have a player who will tell you the truth and you can trust to be able to go ask. That's a pretty special relationship.
It is, and Bobby talking about this particular 25-man roster he's dealing with right now was telling me the other day this is the easiest group of players he's ever had to manage as far as team chemistry and just everybody getting along and everybody giving him honest answers and everybody understanding their role on the ball club also.
And one of the role players now leading it off, batting in the leadoff spot, Jarvis Brown. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to third. And grounded into a very unusual double play. Maybe you remember back in the 3rd inning, after Glavine had singled, Jarvis Brown hit a little soft one-hopper to Jerome Walton. He stepped on the bag and chased down Glavine. 2 balls and no strikes that count to Jarvis Brown. Blauser on deck. But a beautiful evening for baseball here in Atlanta, and another sellout crowd. That'll get out of play, and it's 2-1. Reds back here tomorrow, the final game of the series. The Mets come into town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If you picked up your paper today or yesterday, you might have seen a matchup that had Jose Rio for the Reds against Kent Mercker. I don't know if Skip and Joe might have told you, but that has been changed. It will be John Smoltz on the mound tomorrow. Mercker will be backed up to Monday. On the ground to short. Lemke headed to third. Close but out. That play not as routine as it might have appeared to you.
Big high hop. And Larkin just got to it before that second hop. That second hop, if it had happened, might have eaten him up.
If the Braves are going to push one over here, it's up to Jeff Blauser, and they're going to have to do it with 2 outs. Lemke stands at third. Blauser's been hitting fly balls tonight. 1 to right, 1 to center. 0 for 2, the average of 255. And Smiley is going to work from the 1. Changeup over, and it's 0-1. Blauser's in a hole, 0-2. I want to send along some get well wishes to my Uncle Hayward Sutton over in Brundage, Alabama, just coming off of knee surgery. Back in his younger days, he set a Pike County, Alabama record for the 440. But he was being chased at the time, so I don't think it counts. So get well, Uncle. No balls and 2 strikes to Blauser. A little too much time, and Jeff backs out of there.
You can see in the last 9 games, even though the Braves have gone 7-2, runners in scoring position, Braves have not been delivering many hits. They've been doing it with pitching, defense, and home runs.
And they count 1 and 2 to Jeff Blauser. And one of those home runs, a very dramatic one last night. One of the most dramatic ones of the year.
Got him off the hook, Craig McMichael.
And into the winner's column. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did he check his swing? They're going to ask for help. No swing. So after falling behind 0-2, Blauser with a good eye has worked the count full.
Another look. Borderline.
And a payoff pitch to Jeff Blauser. Jeff stays alive. It's still 3-2. Again, Blauser fouls away the 3-2 pitch. How far up in the pitch count is Smiley getting, Pete?
Not too bad. He's only in the mid-80s. Actually, not that high, 79.
Chances are the Reds, unless the Braves can do some home run damage will lead him out there for a couple of more. And home runs he has given up. He's given up 10. That's out of play, and it's still 3-2. Well, that's unusual for Smiley. In his days with Pittsburgh, I don't remember him being the kind of pitcher that gave up a lot of homers. You brought up an interesting point that you heard, conversation you heard him have in spring training. First the pitch. Call strike 3. The conversation will have to wait. A clutch pitch by Smiley. Well, the Braves get the leadoff single from Lemke, but he is left stranded. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 left. Borderline call, but it goes the Reds' way. We've completed 6. 3-0 Reds. 6 complete. All the scoring in the first inning. A couple of hits for Brett Boone. Larkin and Walton are each 2 for 3. Smiley's been very efficient with his pitches. Reds lead at 3-0 as we go to the 7th. That's a look at your Budweiser game summary. And as we move to the 7th, it's time for Pete Van Weeren to take you home.
Okay, thank you, Don. Jerome Walton will lead off. He's 2 for 3 off Tom Glavine, a pair of singles and a pop out to second. In at first base tonight, Al Morris had to leave last night's game because of the flu. Out of there tonight as well. Outside corner for a strike on 1. I don't think Jerome cared for that call. One and one, the count now to Walton. Walton, Larkin, and Mitchell due up here in the 7th. Right at Jeff Blauser. 1 gone here in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Barry Larkin. One of the reasons Bobby may have decided to stay with Tom Glavine a little longer, despite the fact that he had 110 pitches thrown through 6 innings, he's going to have 1 extra day of rest before his next starts. He's going to have a little more bounce back time.
And I bet you that was a part of the conversation the 2 of them were having.
That off day that precedes the road trip gives Glavine 5 days instead of 4 between this start and his next one. Here's Larkin, 2 for 3. Taking a strike on 1.
After only having 3 days on the road and a nice long homestand, 3 days on the road and a nice long homestand, it's hard to start thinking about going back out on the road, isn't it? It's been a nice homestand.
And still more to go. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's going to be a very important road trip for the Braves. 3 games in Philadelphia, 3 games in Montreal, 4 games in Florida. All Eastern Division teams.
That's one of those trip feet. If you're playing well, or if you have those 3 coming in here and you're playing well, you like it because you control your own destiny. You don't have to hope somebody else beats them. What you do is you have a chance to either gain or lose ground while you play.
Into left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Larkin was thinking about trying to stretch it. He's pulled the ball a couple of times off Glavine tonight, and the Braves have been playing him as an off-field hitter.
Both of them have been on breaking balls. Both of them have been on breaking balls or off-speed pitches on the inner half of the plate. You know, I think there are some people that when you watch them play for the opposition, you enjoy their performance even though it is against you. Barry Larkin is one of those players. He is an established star, but on that one right there with his ball club leading 3-0, he was thinking double the moment he came out of the batter's box.
Here's Kevin Mitchell, who has walked twice and lined out and takes ball 1 outside from Glavine. 3 runs, 8 hits now for the Reds. Two and nothing now to Mitchell.
Mitchell, the kind of hitter that could be tough on Tom Glavine. His bat speed is good on off-speed pitches that you throw for strikes. He waits a long time.
3-0.
And he's not afraid to take a walk.
Some activity about to begin again in the Atlanta bullpen. Mark Wohlers will return to the mound. And looks like that'll be it, just Mark. Here's the 3-0. And again, Kevin Mitchell walks. Third time tonight he's done that. That's walk number 5 given up by Glavine. First and second now with one man out. And this will buy Wohlers a little time. Reggie Sanders due up. Leo Mazzoni's father, Tony, is going to be undergoing some surgery Monday, and we want to wish him the best. We see Tony on the road every now and then. Also, Leo's son, Tony, will be making his professional baseball debut on Monday night as well.
Where did he end up? Is he going to the...
They sent him to... Let me think about that.
Is it the rookie one, Pulaski?
No, it's the short season league up in the Northwest, I believe. Fouled away 0-1. Idaho Falls. Sanders tonight 0 for 3. He's hit into a force play, struck out, and fouled out. First and second, one down. One and one the count now on Reggie Sanders. Reds leading at 3-0. All their runs came in the first inning. They've had a lot of scoring threats in the middle innings of this game. They left 2 men on in the 4th inning, left the bases loaded in the 5th, left a runner at second in the 6th. Now they've got 2 more out there. Glavine once again trying to pitch out of trouble here in the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Foul back. A ball and 2 strikes now on Reggie Sanders. Wohlers looks like he's ready out there. Glavine ready for the 1-2 pitch to Sanders. Missing high. 2-2.
He's a right-handed hitter, but he has good speed, gets out of the batter's box in a hurry. There's a result right there. Only 2 ground ball double plays.
The reverse of that is 69 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2. Little tap foul, still 2-2 on Sanders.
You see some of the Reds going up there to hit almost as though they're conceding a pitch to Tom Glavine. He's gotten a lot of call strikeouts on the inside fastball. When you see a bunch of right-handers taking inside fastballs for strikes, you can pretty much figure they're looking for something on the outer half of the plate, and off of a guy like Tom Glavine, they may be setting on his off-speed stuff.
2-2 with 1 out. Runner at second is going. The pitch is hit high and deep to left field. Gallagher watches this one go out of here. 3-run homer for Reggie Sanders. And that doubles the Reds' lead. It's now 6-0. His 12th homer, and he now has 42 RBIs on the year.
Tried to come inside on Sanders, but I think if you watch this closely, you can't fault the pitch selection. You might want to fault the location. Let her high. It had about a third of the plate. And there's the result.
So Tom Glavine makes it through 6 1/3, gives up the 3-run homer to Reggie Sanders, and leaves the game down by 6. The new pitcher will be Mark Wohlers.
Last night, Deion Sanders delivers the shot to center. Roberto Kelly is there to rob the man he was traded for. Turnabout, fair play. Sanders, the diving catch. This time he robs Jeff Blauser. And then Reggie Sanders against Tom Glavine, delivering one of many hard-hit Cincinnati balls in that game, 16-9.